Hey, what's going on? Today I'm going to be doing a review on the iPhone 13 and iPhone 7 because because I transferred my iPhone 7 to the iPhone 13 for the new year. I'm just going to be kind of going over kind of what I use, like what I think of it and stuff, and also I am going to be leaving a link in the description for this guy's video because I'm stealing his thumbnail. Anyways. Let's go over the specs first. So on the Apple website, you have to choose 3 phones. So I'm going to be doing iPhone 13 in the middle and the iPhone 7 Plus on the right. So I got the red product, and I'll go over that shortly. But it starts at $800 for the cost of the iPhone 13. The iPhone 7 Plus, I don't remember how much it was, but I know it was significantly cheaper, probably $400 to $500. But of course the cost will differ depending on the year. So first of all, the size. So Apple says that this is supposed to be 6.1 display and this is 5.5, but as you can see, the 7 is a little bit bigger, and when I measured it I think this one is 6.1 and this one is 5.5 because this one is definitely smaller. I know that this has a protective case on it and I'm getting a protective case for this, but this one is significantly larger in my hand than this one, because as you can see, my thumb goes like if I this one is significantly bigger. The 7 is significantly bigger. So the measurements are a little weird. So this is very weird to get used to because it's smaller. I feel like I can throw it easier because it's lighter than this one. And that's, again, probably because the case isn't on it. And then for cellular data, the iPhone 7 definitely had problems with data because I live kind of in the forest. So if I was away from my house, data would not work on this. But with the iPhone 13, it has 5G, so there's a more likelihood that I'll get something through, like a message. So I really do like that the 5G is there. And there are 3, I'm going to actually open this phone because there are 3 options for 5G. So you have LTE, which is kind of just the basic data. Then you have 5G Auto, which uses 5G only when it is not significantly reducing battery, and then 5G On, where it is using it whenever available and it may reduce battery life. So I do like that the 5G is on there. And then for the next one is the camera. So clearly this is the newest camera. It has more features and things like that besides the iPhone 7 Plus. And I immediately saw a difference when taking photos and videos. So this one had a lot of motion blur, and when I took photos it was really grainy. Like you could see it very grainy, and sometimes when I took a picture it wouldn't load. So if I took the picture and then went to look at it, I took a picture of my leg because the camera wasn't fast enough. With this, the picture is instant and gets saved instantly, and when I take a video, it's much more smoother with my motion, and it's not as much motion blur. And what I mean by motion blur is like if you're playing a video game and you're moving your character, there's a lot of like motion blur. That's what the iPhone 7 did. So it was really quite annoying. But with the new camera, you get the wide angle, you get the ultra wide, you have the cinematic mode, which is 1080 at 30 FPS, and the Dolby Vision HDR video recording up to 4K at 60. So I might actually even start vlogging with this because of how high the video is. I really enjoy the camera on this. I really enjoy the video. So I'd recommend the newer versions if you're taking pictures and videos. And then, of course, the optical zoom is the same at ×2. For the chip, I don't exactly know what that does. I think that's just faster loading. This one, so when I play like Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, the iPhone 13 is definitely faster and smoother, and the graphics are higher, whereas this one, it's just lower resolution. So that's because the iPhone 7 was an A10 Fusion chip, while the iPhone 13 is an A10 Bionic chip, new 6-core CPU, new 4-core GPU, neural engine faster than the competition. For the video playback, I think that's just battery life. Maybe? Anyways, so the iPhone 13 has 19 hours, whereas the iPhone 7 has up to 14 hours. Video playback. I'm assuming that's actual video. So it's just storage of video. Who knows? They have a battery icon with video playback. That's interesting. And then, of course, the iPhone 7 had the Touch ID, whereas the iPhone 13 has Face ID, so it's much easier to access. So that's really nice there. It's easier access. The ceramic shield front, you don't really know it's there. I'm going to get a case just because I know I'm going to drop it. For water resistance, for the iPhone 7, it's a depth of 1 meter for up to 30, whereas the iPhone 13, depth of 6 meters for up to 30 minutes. I don't know how many meters is a foot. Okay, Google, how many meters are in a foot?
To convert from feet to meters, divide unit of length by approximately 3.28.
I'm not a mathematician, Google, I don't know. How many meters are in a foot? 1 foot to meters. Okay, hold on. Meters to feet. That's not a lot. 6 meters is 19 feet. And 1 meter is 3 feet. So this can go, either way, you don't want to put them in water. And really, you don't want to get your phone wet in general. So I would say don't do that. For the charging, this is compatible with the iPhone 13 is compatible with MagSafe accessory and wireless chargers. For the capacity, I don't know the capacity of this phone. I know that this one didn't have a lot, so I'm guessing the iPhone 7 was 32. This one's probably 128. And then for the display, the iPhone 13, like I said, is smaller than this one. I don't know why they say it's bigger. Oh, diagonally. Oh, that makes more sense. Right, screen, yeah, that makes more sense. This is smaller, going vertically, but it's bigger diagonally, apparently. But since this is wider, like this is taller, it seems to be bigger. So this has an HDR display, higher pixel resolution, which you can definitely see if you play video games, like mobile games on this. Contrast ratio is higher on the iPhone 13. True tone display, which I don't know what that means. Wide color display is the same. Haptic touch and 3D touch, don't know those. Brightness is higher, which don't really need. Size and weight, here we go. Yeah, so the height is bigger on this one with 6.23 inches, and this one is smaller with 5.78 inches. The width is bigger on the iPhone 7 with 3.07, and the width on the iPhone is 2.82. So this one is bigger, the diagonal is smaller. So this has bigger depth and by like an inch, by 0.01. These are Yep, these are different weights. So the iPhone 13 is 6.14 ounces, whereas the weight on the iPhone 7 is 6.63. So this is definitely lighter by 50-ish ounces, which you can definitely feel. Chip we went over, camera, dual 12MP camera system. They're the same cameras, but this one is wide and ultra wide, where this is telephoto and wide. Apertures are I don't know how apertures work. This has night mode and deep fusion, sensor shift optical image stabilization for the iPhone 13, and optical image stabilization, which you can definitely tell the difference in both of those. iPhone 7 Plus actually has more zoom, but it makes the photos grainier, whereas the iPhone 13 has a digital zoom of 5. True tone flash with slow sync, portrait mode with advanced bokeh and depth control. iPhone 7 only had portrait mode. The iPhone 13 has more portrait lightings and smart HDR4 for photos and photographic styles, where the HDR just for the iPhone 7. For video recording, has cinematic mode, shallow depth of field at 1080p. Has 4K video recording at 24, 25, 30, and 60 FPS, whereas the iPhone 7 only had it for 25 and 30. 1080 HD video recording at 25. Those are the same. This has HDR video recording with Dolby Vision up to 4K. Audio zoom, don't know that. Quick take video, don't know that. Slow mode, obviously. This did not have slow mode. This did have slow mode. Yeah, these both had slow mode. I just never actually used it on this phone. Night mode, time-lapse video with stabilization, and then stereo recording. For the front camera, a lot more features. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of that. Carriers, cellular and wireless, talks about that. So yeah, so overall the specs for this is much better, and I really do enjoy that. So yeah, so that was that. I'll leave the link to their comparison in the description if you want to actually look at that. And then let me go over kind of the phone and the packaging itself. So let me switch over to this so that you can see it more. So for the packaging, they gave me the box, and I'll put it back together here if I can. So they gave me the box. It looks like this, iPhone 13 case. As you can see there, they have the iPhone, all their legal stuff on the back. I'm not going to be able to get this back open, probably because of the weight. Yep, I got it. Hold on. So, camera protection, obviously, in the little hole there. And then this was the charging cable, and then all the little papers that came with it. The one thing that I absolutely despise about getting this is the charging cable, because this is its charging cable. Hold on, let me put it up to the camera. So no USB port. This is the one that goes into the actual iPhone, and it doesn't work with any other iPhones other than the 13, at least of course that I know of. I tried it with my 7, it's too big, or it's too small, and if I tried the 7 with the 13, it's too big. And then this, I don't know what this is. It doesn't go into the iPhone 7's charging because it's a USB. So you'd have to buy a whole nother brick. I'd actually go on Amazon and buy a 3-pack of USB for the iPhone 13, which was $11, so super cheap. I don't know how much Apple is paying. So charging cable that I can't even use is completely useless, and I have to wait till January to get one that will actually work for my phone. So that's the one downside that I have to the packaging. And then the other stuff that you get is this little pin thing. I had no idea what it was until, can you see it? Yeah. Until my dad told me it was for getting the SD card out. And then this was just designed by Apple in California. That held all the papers. And then you get a little user guide. I mean, there's nothing special there. Yeah, nothing special there. You get product red with, I think these change differing on the color that you buy, but on the back, I don't know if you can see it, but it says in partnership with Red, Apple will contribute a portion of your iPhone purchase to the Global Fund to support HIV and AIDS program and help deliver an AIDS-free generation. So that was kind of cool. And then of course you get an Apple sticker, obviously. I need to still put that on my computer. So that's the packaging. For the phone, on the side here, on the left side, you have your silent notifications and volume up and down. On the other side, you have, ooh, don't drop it. You have the power button. If you set up Face ID, it'll unlock. Of course, you can sign up with swipe or touch or whatever else. The transferring of data was super easy. You just sign in to your network on both devices, and it works that way. Yeah, and that only took 5 minutes, I'd say, and it got everything on my phone that I had recently, so all my pictures and all my apps. So that was really cool. For the settings, you have to change a little bit for notifications to actually like drop down, like in your menu. You have to set it up. So that was really weird. The one thing that I had to get used to was if you swipe up, you don't get anything. So all your menu stuff and notifications is there. So it's on the top. And then you do that again. And then if you do it 3 times, you get all of your built-in stuff like phone recording, flashlight, and stuff like that. So that was really weird. I'm getting used to that. And then the one thing that I dislike about the phone, like the menu part of this, is the tabs. So like when you open a tab and you go to close it, there's no button on the actual screen for you to close it. So you have to slide up to get it, and sometimes that doesn't work just because of your fingers and stuff like that. But overall, this phone is great. I do enjoy it, and I will obviously use it. I probably will start vlogging and taking actual like pictures with it, because I do want to do digital photography. So this is the phone for it. So yeah, that's my review of the iPhone 13. It's a great phone. I do enjoy it. I would recommend waiting a few years for it to get cheaper if you are going to be buying it for yourself. Yeah, because it's a lot of money. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.